Hey guys, so today I'm going to be putting on my everyday what I've been wearing lately makeup. Don't know what I'm going to title this video, but basically it's the makeup I do when I don't want to think about what makeup I have to put on. So it's going to sort of be like a chatty get ready with me. Thank you for tuning in. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'm gonna put makeup on my face. I've already prepped my face with my skincare, so let me zoom you guys in a little bit. I'm gonna go in first and foremost. You guys know if you've been watching me for a while, this is my go-to. They changed the packaging, so it may not look like this anymore if you see it in store, but it is the Tarte Busy Gal Brow, and I have it in, I think, medium brown. Yes, medium brown. I'm just kind of brushing it through the ends first. Not super precise, but this is really quick and easy to use. Just adds a little fullness. You could just use this. Anything in this video you can really just add or subtract. There are some days where I do this same look but with much less product. Alright, so once I kind of brush through a little base of that, you can probably guess what I'm going into next. Where did I put it? Here it is. The BH Cosmetics Flawless Brow Trio. Well-loved product. Brow powder was what I started using when I first started doing my eyebrows, and I was like, wow, this is super easy. So I've got a love for brow powder in my heart. I just kind of top over it with a cooler, darker tone. I feel like my eyebrows are the one thing that I always try to do, even if I'm putting no other makeup on. Just because now that I've done them, and I'm sure you guys have heard this from other makeup artists and YouTubers, once you start doing your brows, you can't stop. Then I'll just kind of go into the lighter color, which is the middle one, and put it on the outer part of the brow, or the inner part of the brow, technically. I will have to go in and touch these up because I will move around my brows as I put the rest of my makeup on, but like I've said before, that it's a lot easier for me to just touch up my brows than have to go in later and like fully do them. Does anyone else do it that way? I'm sure there are a lot of people that do. Alright, so after I do my brows, I start going in with eyeshadow and primer and all those fun things. I've sort of fallen back in love with this product from Urban Decay. It's the Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Minor Sin. This one's got a bit of a shine to it, and I like using this on days where I'm really only going to put like 2 eyeshadow colors on, because it gives a shine to the entire eye. But this one isn't going to do a lot for like color correcting or concealing any veins. Like I can see the purple coming through of my veins, but I'm not super concerned about that today. And it helps keep your eyeshadow on longer throughout the day. Palette I've been picking up like crazy is this one from Colourpop, the Princess one, the designer collection. And what I've been doing is grabbing Chip to set down anything I put on my eyes, no matter what primer, if I'm using a concealer or an eyeshadow primer like I did today. This is going to soften that shine effect a bit, but it helps when I put the rest of the shadows, the other 2 shadows I'm putting on my eye, it helps blend them out. And I'll take this big fluffy Wet n Wild brush and I will go into Grumpy. Grumpy is just like the perfect in-between shade where you can use it as a full crease color, but you can also use it as a transition shade. And since I'm keeping it simple, it's going to be both. So I'm really using this kind of fluffy brush to diffuse it out. I'll kind of swirl some of it on the outer edge here. Looks a little darker on camera, but I've got that such nice warmth. Then after placing that down, I've been going in with this Colourpop shadow. Super Shock shadows. I'm, again, falling back in love with some of these products I haven't used in a while. They're just so easy to use. If you are doing a simple look, you can just wear one of these without any other colors on your eyes. But this is the shade Weenie, which I believe is one of Kathleen Light's shades. But it's not super orange. It's not super champagne. It falls just right in between. It's not too bronzy, but it's got a hint of bronze. It's just been my go-to as of late. Just very basic. It gives enough shine to the eye to make it look like you put in a little more effort. Please ignore my nails. I bought nail polish remover to get rid of the rest of this polish and just, it's been sitting there. Not that there's much left on my nails at this point. I'm gonna take a makeup wipe and just get the rest of it off my finger before I get it all over myself. And then if I feel I need, I'll grab a little bit more of the Grumpy shade and apply it back in. Also, if you go too high up with the color, you can go in with Chip on the same brush and sort of tone it down. Sometimes I won't put any eyeliner on, but today I'm just gonna put on a little bit of this guy from Kokie. Love this color. Love this color so much. What do they even call this? Chocolate. Chocolate. The Velvet Smooth Eyeliner. So good. I sharpened it because it was not sharpened. And let's do this. I just do short little strokes. I find that doing the little strokes not only, can't even talk. I find that it not only helps make a nicer line, but it also helps with the pigment. Because you're going in and just doing like little strokes versus doing one whole line. I feel like it makes it more rich in the way it comes out. I'm gonna take some underneath as well. Yeah, super scary looking. If you want, you can go in with like a little smudge brush too and make it more diffused. So you could take like a flat top brush like this and run over it. You might do it in some spots, like this spot right here on my eye. Never is smooth. I don't know why, but it's always right there. All right, so now we're gonna go to the face and then we'll go back to the eyes. I have been lately using this primer on my face again. I don't know, I've just been grabbing for products that I used to use a lot more and I'm happy about it. This is the Infallible Glow Lock from L'Oreal, but today, since I am gonna be outside more, I do want to use this one from Nars. It's also a radiant type of primer. It's got like a pink tone to it, which you'll see. But this one has SPF 35, so I'm gonna go with this one today. You can see it's got kind of a peachy pink tone, which helps brighten up the skin. I'm just gonna massage that in. It does kind of smell like sunscreen. So if you're not a fan of the smell of sunscreen, you won't like this. Make sure I get it on my nose. Helps keep your foundation on longer, but it also helps protect you from the sun. I feel like I'm better about applying sunscreen when it's in a primer, because if you're just going in with a foundation with sunscreen, you don't necessarily know if you're covering all the sections that you need to cover, but with a primer, you can kind of tell. I don't know. That's how I feel anyway. Next, I will go in with my foundation or a tinted moisturizer. I've honestly been using the tinted moisturizer a little bit more on days when I've been going to work just because it's super easy. And I'm talking about the one from Nars as well, Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. So good. So good. My favorite tinted moisturizer by far. But I'm going to go in with this foundation. Again, another product. I'm going to be saying it again a lot. Ugh, I hate when I do that. But this I've been using a lot lately. You can't even tell because it's gone way up in the usage. The Simply Ageless from Olay and CoverGirl. I use the shade Classic Ivory. Pretty much a full pump. I've honestly found that this foundation has really helped keep my skin feeling moisturized. You know how you can wear some foundations and by the end of the day you can feel like you have foundation on? This one, I don't feel that way at all. I feel like it gives just enough coverage where it's not super full, but it's not too thin. Like if I were to use my tinted moisturizer, this actually gives me coverage. And then around my jawline, ears, and down my neck a bit. This one is actually a really nice match, so I don't have to worry too much about dragging it down. What did I do to my skin there? It's very red. This is definitely like a natural sort of finish. But with that radiant primer underneath, it does look a little more dewy. You can use whatever foundation you want. You could use tinted primer. You could use a powder foundation. Whatever floats your boat. Now I'm going to color correct under my eyes with my go-to. I really need to explore some other under eye color correctors, but this one has worked for me forever. The Urban Decay Naked Skin in pink. For those of you who are wondering about our lovely venue situation, we do have a venue now, which I'm very excited about. And it's official. We put down a deposit. Not that that means anything to some people. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can watch my last video explaining why I haven't been posting as often as I would like. There's a lot of color corrector. Whoops. Be really bright under my eyes. But yes, Lucas and I have a new wedding venue. So I feel like I can start planning again. And I kind of have started to a little bit. We're working on our save the dates and invitation designs. I'm going to go in with my Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Again, another beautiful product. I don't always use this one when I'm doing this go-to look, but it's really nice. This is the shade Vanilla. And I just kind of press that where it needs to go. And then I'll go through and kind of blend it out with a sponge, but Nars products go best with the heat of your fingers. They just blend that way. That's how they're supposed to blend. They're very beautiful, melty textures. Can you tell I like Nars products? Bring some down my nose. I also really like their Radiant Creamy Concealer. I haven't used it recently, but I used to use it a bit more on my channel. But I love this concealer. I'll just go back in the sponge, and with the sponge, and make sure there's no funky looking spots. I've just been going in with my Hourglass powder. This is, what do they call this? Ambient lighting powder. I'm so bad with names. And I've just been patting that under the eye area. It's not a setting powder, but I found that it's enough for me because sometimes setting powder can really get in my creases under my eyes. So this is a little bit of a lighter option. I'm going to dust my nose. And just under my eyes for now because I've been using this cream blush from Tarte and Sugar Rush. I think it's what it is, yes. And it's called Beach Cheeks Cream Blush in Ocean Girl. And it's been my go-to because I like the way the cream blush looks on my cheeks. It just comes in a cute little shell. And I want to put this down before I do any of my other face makeup. Or any other powder, I should say. It's so pretty. It's such like a natural looking flush. And then I'll go ahead later and put another powder blush on top. But this just gives such a natural looking flush. Then with a big brush, I'm going to go back into I'm going to go into my Bye Bye Pores pressed powder from IT. I used to use this a lot as well and re-fallen back in love. About how well this product works. It really does help reduce the appearance of pores. I like the pressed one. There is a loose one as well. Now, since my face is set, I'm going to go back into the eyeshadow palette and we'll finish off the eyes. I'm just going to grab Grumpy again. And that's going to go right underneath. And then I'll go in with Weenie and I will take a little bit in the center, right underneath. Just to give a little bit of that shiny aspect to the bottom. I'm going to take the Kokie liner and just line the waterline, which I gotta get a little closer for that. So I didn't bring that all the way in, and I did get some on my lower lash line, so all I'm going to do is just kind of blend it in. It'll darken up the look a little bit, but it still works perfectly fine. If you want to go in with bronzer, you certainly can. I don't do it every day, but I'm going to use this guy, and I'm looking for my brush as usual. This is the L'Oreal Lumi Bronze It Bronzer. This is my go-to when I just need a quick, easy bronzer. I know this seems like a lot. I'm kind of taking my time because I don't have a super strict time limit at the moment. I've still got like an hour before I have to be there. So, but normally I would skip bronzer. I would maybe skip the foundation, just put a little concealer on, but ideally I would do these steps. This is the part where I would go back in and touch up my eyebrows a bit. Just a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of this Found Baked Illuminating blush. This is kind of like a highlighting blush. And I'm going to pop that back on top here, just to bring some life back to that cream. And this blends really nicely with highlighters. All right, my number one highlight for when I don't want it to be super bold, just want it to go with any makeup look at all. The Laura Mercier Matte Radiant Baked Highlight. I believe that's the whole name of it. Matte Radiance Baked Powder, excuse me. And this is Highlight 01. I have had this for a very long time, and I bought this on the recommendation of Makeup by Tiffany D on YouTube. She was one of the first YouTubers I started watching because I was looking for someone with fair skin like myself. I found that a lot of the YouTubers were very tan, and I'm obviously not tan. So she was my first sort of, hey, you know, she's got fair skin, and she raved about this highlighter, and I bought it. This goes with so much makeup looks. Like, just gives such a natural glow to your skin without being way too much. I'm gonna take a little brush and go in, and we're gonna highlight on the eyes. So I'm gonna put it under my brow bone. Or on my brow bone, I should say, because, right? And then in the inner corners. And then we'll set our face. I've been using this one from Pure. The sprayer's not that great, but I love the effect it gives. It gives just like a really overall sparkle shine without being super sparkly. Lip Mist with Blue Light Defense Illuminating Spray. And it smells divine. I love how this smells. So you shake it up. It's got one of those little bead things in there. And last but not least, I'm going to curl my lashes and put on mascara. I usually don't put anything on my lips besides my little Vaseline rosy lips, which I will put on right now. Bring the moisture back. So good. The creme brulee one is also really, really nice. Rosy lips. And my favorite mascara, the L'Oreal Voluminous Original in Burgundy. I shouldn't say favorite, but it has been my favorite for quite a while. I really love how this looks on my eye color. This one is drying up a little bit though, so you're really not getting full justice of this mascara. I just want to use it until it's dead pretty much, because I know it's almost empty. I don't know how in focus I was for most of that, but then I just go in with my little lash comb. This has been especially nice as this mascara is starting to dry up, because it'll take out some of that clumpiness. But this is my go-to makeup look when I don't want to think about what I'm putting on my face, just because I've done this look a billion times. I think a lot of people have their sort of go-to look that they do every day, so I just wanted to share mine with you. Again, here I am saying again. But I will modify this. I will leave stuff out. I won't put liner on. I'll use one blush, not two. I'll use tinted primer, whatever makes it easier in the time that I need. What are your no fuss products that you know you can just put on and you will look amazing? I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. I have missed you guys. Doing my best to make it back here every week. So I will see you guys soon. Love you. Goodbye.